Hello everybody and welcome back to Vasten2, our final episode before we do our little episode 10 walk around world tour sort of thing that we've been doing so far this season, and I want to get a lot of stuff done. So we are going to work today on the gate, on the main way into our little castle, temple thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Draymond Smith called it a monument, and I think that might be just as good of a term as any other. But before we do that, again, like I've done on very nearly every episode so far to start this entire thing, we're going to start by digging down another 2 levels. I did some mining off camera in the nether, and I got 2 netherite ingots. It took forever, because these Vasteneers did this already weeks ago, and I just said that, well, there's no real point in me doing it. And sure enough, then, I've been digging so much, I decided to go ahead and do it, and I wish I had done earlier because they blew the crap out of the nether, and I don't blame them, I get it, but I like to just dig because I want all the blackstone and all the quartz as well. So I've been just doing it kind of manual style, and there's just lava everywhere, so it takes a really long time. I think next time I do it, I might just fly like a little bit away just to kind of move off the beaten path to go search, because I think it'll be a little easier. But regardless, I'm just complaining now. Regardless, it's time to actually get into some building here in this city. So the very first thing I did is I've worked out where I want the bridge to be. Now, you know, I have this ring that goes around the city, and I like it quite a bit. But it's very, very, very symmetrical, and I think I need to break into that just a little bit. I don't even mean necessarily mess up the symmetrical look of the whole thing as much as just mess up the absolute roundness of it, right? Just to make it look more interesting to look at. So the first thing I did was I brought this bridge going across, because underneath the bridge is going to go quite a ways down, like, man, probably like 40 blocks down. So I have a lot more digging. So 40 blocks, that's 20 episodes just to get this whole thing dug out, if indeed that's what we end up doing. But what I want to do is I want to do a nice oblong rectangular shaped gatehouse sort of area, because I want it to really stand out. I want it to rise above the houses surrounding it. It needs to be an imposing thing. Like, these people, these religious zealots who are so anti-color of all kinds, they wouldn't want rando dudes and women to just come walking into their place wearing like a hot pink shirt, right? That would really mess up their whole religious sort of idea. So that being said, they need to have like a big imposing gate. And I thought about doing like a gate with a drawbridge. I thought about doing a giant door. I thought about a lot of stuff. But then what I kind of decided to do was, with the lore of these people, I decided to just do a big open door, and people just know better. I think that's kind of cooler. It's kind of cooler to have a wide open door that anyone hypothetically could walk in, but everyone knows you don't want to do that because you don't want to mess with these folks. These folks, I call them zealots, right? They are religious zealots. They're not like, Sunday, or what do you call it? Christmas and Easter people, right? They're all in. It wouldn't be timeless with Juxie appearing somewhere in the background of the footage, by the way. If you spot Juxie, you win a quarter. Anyway, so I decided to go with the big wide open gatehouse, and then stairs sort of in the back that's going to take you down 4 or 5 or 6 blocks, whatever it is, from the ground level down to where I wanted the bridge to be. The reason why I wanted the bridge to be a little bit lower is so that I don't have to make the walls so tall, because I think the walls are probably as tall as they're going to be. I'll do definitely some ornaments and some thickening of the walls and stuff like that. But there you can see the stairs coming down. It's mirrored on both sides. And it's simple. It's just a little 3 wide staircase, but it goes on both sides because, again, I was going to do a really wide stairway. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, wait a second, that doesn't make sense at all. These people wouldn't have giant groups of people coming in. This isn't a major thoroughfare. Like, once you come into the city, you're basically there. They would just leave when they have to, or to maybe expand their religious empire, whatever their sort of plans to do. I don't view these people of this unnamed yet religion to be super charitable, nice people. I think that they're not going to be super kind and super helpful. They're going to kind of be doing their own thing. And there you can see I did change up. I brought in that circular walkway area. I brought it out a little bit and made it a little bit more rectangular again, just to break up the circle. And then what we'll do is, after we get this thing dug down the whole way down, that's where we'll add some support. So right for a while, for quite a while, for like weeks, this is just going to be floating. But then eventually we'll get to the point where we're actually going to start adding in some, some big giant pillars and stuff. This place is going to be pillar palooza once we get it really going, because there's going to be an overhang. There already is somewhat of an overhang, but there's going to be actually quite a bit more of an overhang. So there's going to be a chance to put in tons and tons and tons of pillars. Now, I did that amount of the build, and then I was looking at it and thinking, like, yeah, it's just boring. It's just a boring shape. So I want to add more to the shape. And one thing I thought would be cool is to hang a big banner. And I want a big banner. Like, I want a big, like an 8-block tall or 8-block low banner. So I need to build something that would hang it. Now, we're not going to do the banner today. We'll do that another point down the road. But I came up with the ideas of doing, on top of the thing, 2 sort of separate towers, and then have kind of like well, I guess it was going to kind of look like a bridge, but really it's just going to be a big banner hanging thing over the top. And I think it's going to be really, really cool. If you notice there are moments that I'm not doing anything on camera, it's because I'm actually inside trying to work out where the windows are. I decided to start adding some windows. I'm a little skeptical that I feel like this is too soon, to be totally honest, to be adding that kind of detail, but I wanted to have some light and some idea of where that kind of stuff is going to be in the castle. You're going to be able to see it a lot more in just a few seconds whenever you get sort of boots on the ground and checking out, But yeah, you can kind of see what we're going for here for this entryway. And I think it's going to be kind of cool, especially when you're imagining a big, maybe sort of triangular, maybe looking banner hanging down from the top on giant big chains or something along those lines. Well, let's hop in the game and see what we think. I am standing at the exact same place where we left off the time lapse, and I want to take a look at this. I just got done recording the little voiceover, and yeah, I think this is kind of a cool look. What I do expect to add is something that's maybe going over top of this, like maybe little upside down U's or something going along here. But yeah, you can start to get the idea of what this is going to be. And let's take you through. So if you walk in here, I don't know what this is going to be. This is going to be some sort of building. By the way, this is something we got to talk about. That's brown, and that's yellow. And those are not grayscale colors, so I don't know exactly what we're going to do. The only thing I can think of is using basically exclusively jack-o'-lanterns, because that's like a white texture for us. That it looks a little bit like sort of sci-fi, maybe, though. Possibly, I'm not sure. I could hide lighting. That would be the other option. Or we could just say, no, look, fire doesn't count. Fire is part of, in this sort of thing, like black lanterns and fire, maybe that's acceptable, right? But yeah, you can just see sort of where we're at here. I think it's cool. I think it's nice and imposing, not crazy big. Like, I think it's like the right size, right? It's imposing, it has attitude, but it's not ridiculous. It's not insane, just obnoxiously huge. I think that's kind of cool. This area obviously has to be lit up quite a bit. But yeah, and then if you go down here and check out this, imagining that this is going to go down another whole bunch of blocks, you can kind of see it. I think it's really cool. I think it's an interesting bit with this open part in the top, and then going to have a nice cloth thing, like kind of a V shape or a U shape sort of coming down, hanging down there. So that could be really cool. Maybe we'll even make it like swaying in the wind, something like that, right? So what I usually have been doing at the end of these episodes is finishing up this a little bit and then kind of walking through Dawnport and just kind of sort of checking out. But honestly, we're doing that next episode. Next episode, we're going to ignore this essentially and walk around and see the rest of it. And so I think we'll just wait. We'll just wait and do that together with a friend. I was thinking about maybe seeing if Callus wants to record it with me, because he's been on so much that he knows basically who built everything and what the interesting things are to look at. So maybe we'll do a bit of a special tour with Callus and just walk around and just, say what's what, and we'll check out this city is just epically, I mean, it's so big. And now that we're on a server and we can see a lot more, it's even more awesome. Actually, I can see a lot more, except for I lowered render distance because of running shaders and one frames and all that stuff. But yeah, it's huge. It's huge. So next episode, that's what we're going to do. So that is going to wrap it up for me today. Special thank you for everybody coming. Oh my goodness, look at that sun. Special thank you for coming out and checking out the series again. I really do appreciate watching the time lapse. Leave me a comment if you don't mind. Tell me what I should add next. I'm thinking maybe this is south, so maybe the east, west, and north sort of towers. They're not going to be gates. They're going to be like square sort of towers. Or if I should work more on the center tower, let me know. Let me know what you think. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for spending part of your day with me, and have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.